Coach, coming off your open day to game at nationally ranked Central Arkansas. So just tell us about your team and we'll go into a few questions.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're just 1-3 trying to get better. Disappointing how we've lost the last two games. And so we've tried to work on those things and see if we can't make progress. Excited about facing another really good program on the road. Central Ark is a playoff type team. And so, be a real challenge for this football team.
Perfect. We'll go to some questions. Jake, if you want to start, go ahead. Any questions you may have for Coach Tuke?
Yeah, Coach. I think for you guys, might be your third ranked team or top 25 ranked team in the first 5 weeks. I mean, these are good tests, but at some point, are you able to use these games as maybe measuring sticks to see where you guys stack up against teams that are either as good or better than you?
Yeah, basically that's how progress is. Like, you make a product, you stress test it until it breaks and you figure out what broke, then you make it stronger. And then so it should get stronger and stronger and stronger. And so that's really what playing good teams do. It shows you where you're not good enough at. And so you got to try to fix those. And sometimes it's recruiting, sometimes it's, lots of things. But as long as you don't lose the locker room, people still are, trying to do everything they can for this ball club, you're going to be fine. At the end of the day, you got to be good at the end of the season, and playing all these types of games will help us.
Coach, obviously you look at the last 3 weeks for you guys, you get the bye at the right time, but a combined 4-point loss over the last 2 weeks in the final seconds. I mean, how much emphasis has there been on closing and finishing and not letting games slip away?
Quite a bit. At the end of the day, I don't believe well-coached veteran teams lose those games, and so we got to look in the mirror. And I don't think we're coaching well enough, and I don't think we're playing well enough. You got a 2-score lead and your last 2 losses in the fourth quarter. And so you just got to ask yourself, why did that happen? And what can I do about it? And so, we put some stuff down on paper and going to work on it.
I think even at all levels, we've seen teams, especially, even in the pro level, people blow leads all the time. Sometimes they're hard to maintain, and teams that they're playing are equally as good or if not better. Do you feel it was an issue of, I guess it was an issue of starting fast because you guys had a 17-point lead in that game. Was it just maybe getting a little complacent, you think, in that last go around?
No, I mean, it could be. I'm not in everybody's minds. If I could read minds, I'd start with my wife's. I wouldn't start with these yahoos. But to me, I think it's about the line of scrimmage. If you're got the lead, you're in what's called the 4-minute drill. We couldn't run it. And then, they were in a 2-minute situation and we couldn't rush a passer. We haven't had a sack in the last 2 games. And so I think, to me, losing the lead had a lot to do with losing the line of scrimmage that game.
And I was going to say, for you guys, how much different was this bye week compared to maybe others? I mean, was there extra thing? I know you said there was some emphasis on trying to, not let games slip away, but was there anything you guys did different in practice to try to shake off these last 2 late losses?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I always give keys to victory. Our keys to victory for the bye week was to rest and reflect. At the end of the day, we're not playing as well as we could, and we need to understand why. And then we need to, ask ourselves, do we care? Do we care about the people in this building? And do we care about the mission we're on? If we do, we'll find a way to finish this thing out. And if we don't, we'll find an excuse to tell you and everybody else why we couldn't get it done.
And in terms of player health, do we think this is the week Ryan comes back? Do we know his status?
We didn't lose a player at EKU, which is good. We've kind of been on a bad way that way. So we came out healthy. Ryan, he's closed, so it's either this week or next. This is kind of the first time practicing. He has a giant cast on his hand, and he's a wide receiver. So at the end of the day, I'm not sure our goal always has been hopefully by conference, but he really wants to play. We're kind of giving him that opportunity to practice, but it's kind of up in the air.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jake.
One last question, Coach, and we'll let you go. Just a little bit more about Central Arkansas. You had a game with them last year, obviously, and they've had some impressive performances this year. So anything specific you've seen? They obviously have a running back who transferred in who's one of the top in the country.
Yeah, great tailback. Love watching him play. They've always had a strong run game. Even last year, they were pretty good in the run, and then obviously with him in there, it made him better. But really they don't have a weakness. I mean, they're pretty good in all areas. That's why they're nationally ranked. That's why they're going to be a quality opponent. But really we're just trying to be better. So, it's all about the Red Hawks. What is it that we need to get better at, and make sure we get those kids an opportunity to do that this week during practice.
Well, perfect, Coach. Thanks for joining us and working through the technical issues. Apologize for that, and best of luck, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Sounds good. Thanks.